Open it right up for questions for Coach Pop.
Yes, starting with special teams, what was it like to come in and have a guy like Harvin sitting there waiting on you?
Oh, he's tremendous, obviously. I mean, he's got an incredible leg, really good leg speed, great attitude, works really hard, and so he's really been fun to be around and to coach and to be and to work with. So really looking forward to continue to watch him develop and improve his game and looking forward to the season.
You guys have switched to a much more aggressive style of playing corner. They played off pretty much the last 10 years
right.
Here in terms of playing the man press. Kind of what's that been like to kind of teach that group, and kind of how have you seen them evolve this spring?
You know, I mean, a lot of these guys, you know, it's been fun. I wouldn't say it's totally new to them. Obviously, it is from a scheme standpoint from what they've done here. But all these guys have played press in high school. They play 7-on-7 now, a lot of, you know, with these 7-on-7 leagues. And so, you know, it's just kind of, you know, coaching them as far as the techniques that we want to work. And they've been great. They've worked really hard. They've been dialed. They get in there, they watch film, they ask questions, and they've really been fun to be around and to coach. So it's been fun. Obviously, it is a little bit different, and, you know. So, but you know, they worked really hard and they've embraced it.
A few of them kind of said they really enjoy it. They like the physicality of it and everything. Is that what you see as well from them? That they're kind of going after it like that?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, they definitely attacked it. They've definitely, like I said, kind of embraced the idea of it and worked really hard and showed up every day and been excited to do it. So it's been fun.
You got a couple of guys in King and Walton that, you know, played a couple of games and were able to redshirt. What have you seen from their progress, and has that helped them?
You know, I think anytime you can gain experience has definitely helped them. That, excuse me. You know, that rule's been great for just getting guys, you know, the ability to develop them and get some game experience. So that's been excellent. So I think anytime they're definitely, you know, you grow up a lot when you play, and so they're definitely a little bit more mature than they would have been had they not done that. And so that's always very valuable.
Looks like Jordan's holding his own so far.
Jordan's doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know, as far as first semester here, doing a really good job getting acclimated to, you know, to school and to football and the workouts and to college and all that stuff is a lot. I would say the last couple of weeks he's really come around, and you know, you can see that, you know, I think he feels a little more comfortable in what he's doing and what we're doing, and you know, and kind of taking the whole thing into play. So he's doing good.
How have you seen Trey kind of grow and improve over the spring?
Trey definitely. I think Trey's, you know, he's one of those guys that really, you know, both on the field and off the field as a leader. He's been awesome with those guys. I mean, you see him, you know, we'll split up sides, and, you know, half the defense will go to one sideline, half the defense will go to the other, and, you know, you can see him talking to guys on the other sideline too after plays. And so in terms of just helping coach those guys up. So he's really gotten in there, watches a ton of film, asks questions. He's always asking about when things are going to be pushed to him on his, you know, so he can watch it at home. And so that's been great. I mean, he's really, you know, kind of come around from day one until now. You know, he's making huge strides. So I'm really excited about his development.
I think it was Trey who said that, you know, he goes over in the wide receivers room sometimes and kind of sees, you know, their route progressions and everything like that. Is that something that you encourage them to do?
I mean, anytime you can, you know, anytime you can try and gain an understanding of how you're going to be attacked and what offenses are trying to do to defenses, and vice versa, you know, for a receiver, learning kind of how a defense plays, I think is always very valuable, and knowledge is huge. I mean, the game really is 80 to 90% mental, and if you can play that part and win that part of the game, you know, then the rest of it will take care of itself. So that's huge. I mean, anytime, I always encourage them to kind of expand their horizons and learn as much as they can about the game of football, because that's always very valuable.
Jair is a guy you're cross-training. Kind of what did you see from him that made you think that maybe he could play there a little bit?
There was one rep of one-on-ones last year where he played defense and looked pretty good, and so we're always just trying to cross-train guys. I mean, it's big. Coach is really, really big on just who can help us win and where, and so just get them, develop them and grow them and coach them and teach them. And so, you know, if you get to a point in the season where all of a sudden you need another guy, it's not completely foreign to him. Maybe, you know, he continues to develop and you find a package for him. And so coach is really big on that. And so I think just, you know, going down the roster and, you know, who's got the ability to flip over and play over there, and let's see how they look. And he's done a good job, and, you know, just continue to coach him up. And, you know, it's all new to him, you know, trying to teach him. You got to kind of help him out every snap in terms of, you know, calls and stuff, because he's still playing all the offensive stuff. So it's a lot on his plate. But he's doing a great job. He's excited about it. I think just flipping over there and having some fun.
So you saw like one rep on a practice film?
Yeah, there was one rep of one-on-ones last year where he made look pretty good. So we're like, hey, let's try it.
You were kind of fine-tooth comb there, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can't take credit for finding it. You know, it was one of the GAs from last year that are still around.
Okay.
So, you know, they were kind of like, he can do it, and they pulled the tape up.
Devin seems like he's kind of doing some nice things for you. And the player said you guys kind of pulled him out of his shell a little bit, and that's helped him. Yeah,
Devin he works really hard. He's been awesome from day one in terms of just showing up every day, doing what he's been asked to do, and attacking everything 100%. And, you know, I mean, that sort of thing. I mean, we're a culture based on effort, and he's 100% of the time. And so, you know, give him an opportunity. He studies his playbook. He knows what he's doing. And so put him out there and give him an opportunity to go make plays, and he's done a good job.
How much of a look do you guys get at Tobias playing at the nickel?
We got a few days, you know, earlier in the spring, and, you know, continue to kind of just see, you know, give him reps and just see how that develops. So, you know, I think he's obviously an incredible athlete. The thing is, he's extremely valuable as a quarterback as well. So it's kind of one of those, you know, hey, we'd love to kind of play him a couple snaps on D, but at the same time, the offense, you know, wants him on offense. So, you know, just kind of same protocol, especially in the spring. You know, I mean, just see where guys can fit and give them a role and see what happens.
Is there anything that's really surprised you about this spring?
You know, I think they've been really excited about the new defense. I know they've been through a bunch of different defensive coordinators in the recent, you know, recently. So I think they're just them embracing the culture in terms of what we're asking them to do. Learning the defense, they're extremely intelligent. We put a lot on their plate early, and they've done a great job at getting in there and studying the playbook and watching film and learning it. And so they've done a really, really good job at embracing all that and learning what we're asking them to do.
With a guy like...
So have you been able to put in more of the defense than you thought you would be able to?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, I'd say we definitely got some more in, you know, and so it's kind of just put a bunch in and kind of see how they handle it, and they've done a great job. So it's been a lot of fun.
With a guy like Jalen, what do you kind of do to help him? He can't obviously take a lot of reps or anything, but kind of what do you do to help him, I guess, get prepared as much as you can?
You know, right now it's pretty much all meeting work with him, but he's done a good job. I mean, you ask him questions in meetings, he's just like everyone else. So, you know, you ask him questions, you ask him, you know, what we're doing, what's the call, you know, and he talks in meetings, does a great job. So I think just trying to keep him mentally engaged has been great, you know, during plays when he's, you know, when he's out there and not doing rehab stuff. You know, he's involved, he's engaged, he's making calls, he's doing all those things. So just trying to keep him, you know, mentally engaged there.
Kind of going back to Tobias, where you, like aside from him, like a lot of players have moved around, whether it's offense, defense, or just around the line. How do you balance that out, and how do you make like that final decision, like where a guy is going to go?
You know, I mean, you just try and figure out, you know, what sort of athletic abilities do they have. I mean, Coach Collins does a great job at kind of, you know, seeing the big picture. I mean, we all get caught up, especially as position coaches, focused on our specific guys, you know, and when you're installing everything, I mean, just play by play, make sure they're doing the right things, their eyes in the right place, and their techniques are sound. You know, he does a really good job, obviously, at seeing the whole picture and kind of like, hey, let's try this guy there, let's try this guy. You know, he's like the wizard. You know, I mean, there's a million moving parts, and you know, he's kind of just moving them around. So, you know, he's definitely the one, obviously, behind it. But you know, throws out suggestions, ideas in our staff meetings. And, hey, what do you guys think about this? You know, and then it's kind of like, hey, yeah, let's try that and see. And okay, where can we play him and find a spot in practice that would fit offensively and defensively, and just kind of throw it out there and make it work.
Do you have a long snapper right now?
All those guys right now are all just competing, and they've done a really good job. You know, I think all those guys really, without any experience other than Coco, you know, have done a good job this spring. We kind of just been rotating them, charting them every day, and kind of see how the whole thing shakes out. But you know, they've done a good job. I wouldn't say necessarily there's a leader per se right now. It's kind of put them all in there, and they've all done you know, a really good job executing. So we'll kind of see how that plays out.
What was with the change to Waffle House and Coca-Cola for the different personnel groups?
Waffle House is right over that way, and Coca-Cola's on this way, so it's Waffle House sideline and Coca-Cola sideline. So, you know, and yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. So that's about it.
Anything else for Coach?
Is Devin, obviously he's a long way to go, but does he seem like an above the line guy for you?
Devin so far is doing a phenomenal job. You know, if we had to line up play today, I would have no issues putting him out on the field. Obviously we have a long ways to go until you got a real life snaps, but he's doing a great job. So couldn't ask anything more from him. Shows up every day with a great attitude to get better, and he's doing that.